Morning. It's Saturday, March 19th, and I read something yesterday morning that was crazy. I read that the House of Representatives finally passed a bill to suspend normal trade relations with Russia. What are they waiting for? That thing should have been done 3 weeks ago. This is the latest effort, they say, to inflict economic pain on the Kremlin for its unprovoked and brutal invasion of Ukraine. But what are they waiting for? How come it took them 3 more weeks to do this? This should have been done right away. Why do we want to have any relations with this country? This should be sever the relations right away. Almost a unanimous vote. 424 to 8. And they could have had 424 to 8 3 weeks ago. So what are they waiting for? That just shows you how we cannot get our act together, how we don't know what is important for this country, how we don't know how to do things quickly. Everything takes months and months and months. Is that a function of democracy? That it should take so long to get something this important done? There ought to be emergency meetings. Congress ought to have an emergency meeting and get the thing over with in 24 hours, 48 hours the most. What's the big deal? Where are these people's heads at? We are falling way behind because of our flawed democracy. There's no excuse for how long it takes things to get done. And when things have to get done, they go on recess. They recess more than they're in their office. They work less days in the office than almost anybody in the world. They work something like 150 days in the office. That's 200 and something days that they're not working. And now take out the weekends and everything, and maybe I'm being too cruel and too hard. But when I see how long it takes to get anything done, it drives you nuts. And this is important stuff. This is important stuff. This is not like fighting over a budget. This is life or death of thousands, if not millions of people. And we have to set an example to the rest of the world. So we have to do everything in our power to unite our allies in this cause. And taking 3 weeks to do something is not acceptable in this situation. There should probably be like a lightning committee set up in Congress, and guys who decide this thing has to be done right away. So I'm telling you something, this country needs a reconstruction of the First Order. And one of the things that ought to be reconstructed is the number of days that Congress is in the office. They shouldn't work only 150 days. They should be working 220 days like everybody else. And they shouldn't have all of these perks that they have either. So they go on recess. They're on recess more than the college kids and the high school kids. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous that we find ourselves moving so slowly during an emergency. I wonder if we moved so slowly during World War II, would we have lost? We would have probably lost that war. So let me tell you something. This country is not in good shape, and I say that over and over again. This bill also suspends these trade relations with Belarus also, because Belarus has been such a strong ally with Russia in this terrible attempt at destroying the Ukraine. And let me tell you, the congressman who voted against this bill, this is a very interesting group. It consists of Andy Biggs from Arizona, Dan Bishop of North Carolina, Lauren Boebert of Colorado, Matt Gaetz of Florida, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, Glenn Grothman of Wisconsin, Thomas Massey of Kentucky, and Chip Roy of Texas. Now, many of those names are kind of unknowns, but we know Gaetz, and we know Taylor Greene, and we know Boebert, And we know Biggs, we know where those people stand. Those people are crazy. Those are the people who are QAnons, and worse than that. So why are they voting against this bill? Why are they voting against stopping normal relations with Russia? Doesn't make any sense to me why anybody would vote against that bill. Have they got so much going on in their states that they are protecting some businesses? I don't think so. I don't know what's going through their heads that they could vote against this bill. But when I look at these people and I've seen what they do in their day-to-day work in Congress, I know that these people are off the wall, on the wrong side of the coin, so to speak. Maybe they're voting against the bill because the president's a Democrat, because he's not Donald Trump. I don't know. I can't find any reason for any of these people to vote against this piece of legislation. I mean, I could understand them abstaining, perhaps, but voting against it doesn't make any sense. Shows you how badly this country is divided. I mean, just 8 people indicate that. And here's another thing that'll drive you crazy when you hear it. Russia is still considered a most favored nation. And Biden is going to go to the G7 and the European Union and try to get rid of that title, try to get them out of being a most favored nation. And what's taking so long? That should have happened as soon as they put the troops on the Ukrainian border. What are they waiting for? You know, you have to punish people right away. Before all this destruction had taken place, we should have taken all of these actions the minute they were lining troops up on the border. If they were threatening and kept saying they're not going to do anything, we want to negotiate, there's no invasion going forward, they should have said, screw you. We're taking away most favored nation. We're canceling all our trade relations. We're doing this, that, and the other thing. But no, we wait until disaster strikes. This is just another example of the malaise that runs through our government. And I'm almost forced to say it's a total ineptitude that we live under. But I'm holding that back for the next rant that shows me that these people are crazy, afraid to do things for whatever reasons. I don't know. Okay, well anyhow, we haven't finished with Russia yet. And who knows what things I'll uncover in the next couple of days that we should have done weeks ago. It's a very depressing situation. And we need Congress to approve a lot of these things. So, I mean, if the president ordered them and he didn't bring them to Congress quickly, it's his fault. But if he brought it to Congress quickly and they don't do anything, then it's their fault. In any event, that's what's going on, and it's not going to get any better as far as I can see, because the bombardment is still continuing. So have a great day, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.